Welcome to our little talk today and talk about the beehive, and it's so exciting to consider so many wonderful things in creation, how they work together to speak to us how human beings could be. You have the beehive, you have the ants working together, you even have the human body, how that functions under your head, what you want it to do. It runs, you clap, dance, whatever you want to do. It responds to you very quickly. The bees work together to make honey, and the ants work together and they encourage one another a lot and build this huge big ant nest. It's amazing, isn't it? But just to hone in a little bit on the bees, it's just a wonderful thing to slow down in this busy, overstimulating world we live in, to consider how the bees work together, because there's something very significant about that the bees work together to make sweet honey. They work in a team. Their lifespan is about 30 days, and they produce, each bee, about a teaspoon of honey. But they're very wholehearted, they're very zealous, they're enthusiastic, 100% living for the hive. It's like they have a covenant built in them to work together. And when the scout bees go out and find the pollen, they come back to the hive and tell the other bees that are going to go where to go, and they do a little dance. If it's a short distance, they'll do a dance. If it's a longer distance, they do a different type of dance to show them where to go. And the bees go out and get the pollen. They got little pockets in their legs where they put the pollen in. It's amazing, isn't it? And then fly back to the hive and working together. And there's cleaner bees and all sorts of things going on in the beehive with different positions, and everyone's content, and there's harmony and teamwork. And there needs to be alertness against enemies coming into the hive as well, who want to destroy the hive. But it's just a wonderful thing. And if you think about even the flowers that they go to get the pollen of, there's something special in creation right there. You've got all those little petals, different coloured petals from different flowers and fragrances. You smell a flower that's a real flower, not a plastic one. It's so beautiful, and you look at it, there's beauty in looking at flowers, but it's really like a bit of a picture of like people being together. When you got people together in harmony and committed, it's like the flower, the petals don't just drop in for a few hours and pop out again, they're there for life. And it's like the beehive, that's there for life. And one thing the bees do live for is they live for the next generation. That's a very important thing. And unselfishness, and that's there for us to observe and desire to be like that. And fortunately, it does say in the last days on the earth, when the knowledge is increasing and lots of things happening, that the Creator is going to set up a kingdom. And it says this time it will not be destroyed. And He's going to pour out His Spirit on a people and cause them to be able to love one another and live like the bees. Actually, the word for church in Hebrew is Adar. It means beehive. Something very special there about that, and it was very special in the heart of the Creator. He put a lot of things in creation to speak of how He wants man, that He made the highest of all creation, that He values is mankind, made in the image of God. And what is God like? He is very kind and warm and sweet and generous and turned to people. He loves friendship. That's why He made us, because He wants to talk with us. And He loves to see us talk with one another about things that encourage one another. That's what He really loves. There's another thing too I was thinking about, is it talks about 3,000 years ago there was a prophecy written down. There was going to be a tree grow up. And in that tree was going to be birds of all different feathers who were going to live together in that one tree. That was the prophecy, speaking about human beings are going to all live together in the one home of love. People from different countries, different types of birds of different feathers. Like you have in our community, in our beehive, we have Japanese, we have Russian, Indian, American, New Zealand, Australian, all sorts from different countries. Someone from Argentina. But we're going to have around the world in the 12 tribes, we have people with white skin, Asians and black people, beautiful black people, beautiful white people and Asians, all living together in unity. This is so powerful and so special. You cannot do this by your own strength. It has to be a strength from your Maker. So he's pouring out his Spirit. He said, this time it will not fail. And it's a very wonderful thing that between the birds and the bees, they have something in common. They both have wings. And that is because, speaking to us, because we have potential in our spirit to fly in thankfulness, fly in being encouraging one another, fly in being humble, fly in lifting up one another, being excited about encouraging one another, because we all have so much potential to connect, to love people beyond our dreams. This beehive being set up in the last days is a dream come true. Millions of people in history have cried at night wishing they could come into this beehive, but in the last days it's been set up, and the Creator is very loving and warm. He has hope for everybody, even everybody in history. He says if people listen to their conscience, that they're going to have eternal life if they practice that. But many of us didn't, and we failed. But now we've come to a place where we can have a clean, fresh start, and we can go beyond listening to our conscience. We can be led by that wonderful Spirit and run around and encourage the other bees in the beehive and produce sweet honey for others to come and enjoy. And when the hive gets so warm and big, we spread to another place and another place and another place, and now we have about 50 of these around the world. And we have one in Japan, and we have it in Czech Republic, and we have it in England and Spain and France and Canada, so many places. Brazil, very exciting what's going on. That there is this hive where people can come in and have their wings exercised in here, in their heart, to bring that life beyond their dreams. So I'm really thankful that you've taken time to listen to our little talk today. And one little thing comes to mind as we're finishing is the good master. When he was on the earth, some know him as Jesus. His real Hebrew name is Yahshua. It means he is powerful to save, powerful to heal people. But when he was on the earth, just before he went back to heaven, it says in the New King James Version in the last chapter of Luke, that the last thing he ate was honeycomb. He loves people living like the bees. That's what he died for. That's what he laid down his life for. So people could be together. He suffered greatly so people could come in and have that friendship and live for other people like he did. If you'd like more information, just click on the link below the video. I'm really thankful for you to taking your time to listen to this little talk today. Bye for now.